Hello, guys. I'm Daniel, CEO of Abantu, and I'm going to take you around our business to consumer part of the platform. Okay, that's the demo I prepared for you guys. So, really quick, just we can log in via Google, or we can just create a user clicking signing up. Sign up. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I already have some users prepared for you guys. So, welcome to our main page of the platform. Here you can see the four uh, principal pillars that we have. The first one that has a huge impact in younger people, that it's called career path. It's where you can speak to our AI and determine which type of career path you should follow, starting on a big company or a small company, going to work for your uncle, taking charge of the family business. Everything is so confusing at that time, so we created a special place for them to drop every answer, every question that they have, to something that we built that it's pretty special for people to understand where they should be going, right? Our second module is our interview preparations, our prep interviews. It's where we can train and train and train for the opportunities that we are getting. Okay, I'm gonna show you this one on a little bit more extent on this demo. The third one, it's the personal skills tests. There's where we can not only give context to the career path and to the prep interviews for it to have a little bit more information to analyze, but where people should understand what they're good at and what they are not. That it's sometimes very difficult to know when you have not been lucky enough to get a good feedback. And our learning and community module as well. Okay, let's go real quick into the prep interviews one. So here it works really easy. We try to make it as easy as we could, at least for now. You can have as many as interviews that you want to be trained for every process or every company that you want. And the thing about this is it's you're not only training for the interview, you are after you're done, you should understand if you are really able and capable to get the job that you want, because not only you did perform or you didn't perform at an interview, but if you have the qualifications for the job, that it's almost a bigger possibility that you're not being called back, not because you didn't know how to interview, but because you were not a good fit for the company, right? So here you can know why. So I'm gonna do a quick example. I won't take much of your time. For example, you're searching for jobs here in LinkedIn. I prepared this Google that I liked, Google example. So if I want to be the next people partner for large customer sales, I can just create the opportunity real quick. This is always information that recruiters and HR departments take a lot of time into writing, and no one else reads it. So it's really important to know what the company is actually looking for, so you can be evaluated against that. So what we're doing here with the description of the vacancy or the job, it's just telling the bot and telling our AI everything that you should be matched against and everything that you should be evaluated by. So just by that, creating an interview, it's really easy to have a new opportunity here, right? I created that a little while ago, so I'm gonna just start the interview right now, right? So just by clicking here and start interview, it's gonna give you a little onboarding on how does this work. It's gonna ask for your permissions. Mine were already given, but if you don't, if it is your first time, it will just ask for your permissions. And just by starting your interview, you'll be speaking to AI. I'm not gonna make you sit through our whole process because it's not too long, but it's not something that we have the whole thing. And you can have here some recommendations for every question that we're going to ask you. What's happening is that Laura and I are discussing and we're talking uh, really naturally, like if we were on a regular interview. So after we complete that whole process of speaking to each other, she will record every one of my answers, and she will send them to be analyzed by our powerful analytics and our powerful backend motors. And what's happening over there is that you're getting evaluated. How can you see someone already evaluated? Here, excuse me that I gave you an example in Spanish. Our platform is already responsive to language. And you can see here, this one I already finished. I was applying for directors in human resources for Hilton, and you can see here several aspects, right? Like if you have a functional fit, if you have an education fit, if you have a compensation fit, if you have a psychometric or a competencies fit to what they're looking for. This is all being analyzed by the context that you gave the robot, but as well to other types of analysis that we're giving the AI, right? So you can see here that it's going to give you some examples of what you are doing good, what you are not doing good, and recommendations for you to do in your next interview. Remember that here we are talking to somebody that it's paying us as a platform to train them and to make them better at their positioning for jobs, right? So what they want is feedback. So our feedback is long, but it's really detailed. It's really detailed on what they're doing good and what they're not doing good in the interview. And we're analyzing not only the hard metrics towards what they have and they don't have of the job that they are applying to, but the soft skills as well. If they're not answering correctly, if they're not using verbs, if they're not using numbers, if they don't communicate as efficient as they should, this bot is going to analyze that as well in the quality of the response or the longitude and the functional fit. For example, in this experience module, it's being tested and it's being measured by the quantitative part of the equation, and the qualitative part of the equation is right here. So after you finish a whole process, you have a general score. It's from 1 to 5 right now, and you have a segment score that is from 1 to 5 as well. Okay, the only one that it's 1 to 10 is the psychometric, because it's a little bit more deep that we needed to analyze. And this is a little bit about that module, right? I'm gonna go a little bit back here into our main course. So what any of our users should see in that in here, I'm sorry, it's uh, all of the processes that they're working for, that they dream about getting their the best job that they want in their life, right? And if they have that fit or not is going to be the proper use of this module, not only training for the interview, right? Then we built as well the career path works just the same. I'm not going to take too much of your time on this one, but it works as a Google Meet as well. It works at, like everyone in 2023 it's used to work right now in the online world. It's just a different interview, a different analysis that we make. In the first one, we have over 250 prompts, I guess, or I assume, to calculate every data point that we want, if my memory serves me well. And in here, we have a whole other thing working towards analyzing the answers of the career path module. But it's gonna work the same, just with a different set of questions and a different analysis for the answers. And in personal skills, you just request tests. You're gonna get the links to make every test that we want, and those tests are going to be pushed into your career path and to your prep interviews as well. The learning module, we don't have it's not finished yet, but it's going to work like a typical video and questions and answers and a community characteristics that we can see in other platforms. So that's pretty much it. I'm sorry I took so long of your times, but I really wanted to show you what we were working on here in Abantu, and I really hope to see you guys in the next opportunity that we can get. So bye bye.